the same thing verbatim happening twice,
I'm
which
gonna
is
look up
impossible.
dual prophecy meaning. I'm gonna look up dual prophecy. What you say?
Shalom, y'all. Series.
Yeah, shalom, shalom,
Bro,
shalom.
Yeah. You learning today, series, or you challenging today, series?
nah, y'all need to learn. I don't know what
I
y'all
be
understanding the
with
dual
all these
prophecy
questions,
is. Y'all, y'all,
series, with all the
y'all expect
questions you
dual
be
prophecy to
asking.
happen the same
Hey,
exact way at a
series, with
different
all the
time. That's
questions you be
crazy.
asking, with all the questions you be asking, I don't know if you learning or you trying to challenge, brother.
Nah, cause y'all ain't never got answers. Y'all, you
You be
Hebrew
asking like you
12,
Hey,
all
trying to
y'all
learn
always
prolific.
talking
something.
We
about.
we offer him a coming home party.
Yeah, like he
We'll
needs to
do
stop
Nah,
playing.
barbecue.
nah, cause I don't see it. Like
He try,
that's what I'm saying.
He
The
he
I
trying to
promise
come
you, I
home.
tell y'all this. I tell y'all
try
this.
something
The
new
day
every
that y'all
week,
can, the day
man.
that y'all can break down Daniel 9:25 without using Book of Maccabees, Torah only, Tanakh only, and Daniel 2 and Daniel 7, just using scripture, then I'll
I
concede
mean,
it. I can't do
I
that.
hold on. I can do that easy, but when you say explain it, do you want the do you want to see the fulfillment of it, or do you just want my explanation of it? Because
The
I can
fulfillment has to be in Torah,
that
Torah, Tanakh, Old Testament.
that doesn't make any sense because it's talking about the time of the Greeks. So the Tanakh doesn't have the time of the Greeks in there, so that makes no sense.
Yes, it does.
So why in Daniel chapter? Hold
In
up.
Daniel 8.
All right,
Daniel 8.
hold on. Okay, that's exactly where I'm about to go. Watch this. I'm gonna go to Daniel 8. Watch this, and I'm gonna ask you this question, and don't play. Daniel chapter 8 and verse. Watch this. 21. And the rough he goat is the king of Grecia, and the great horn between his eyes is the first king. Did this happen in history?
Yes, it did.
Is it? Can we see that in the Tanakh?
The actual events of what happened, no.
That's my point. So I can say yes, this is the Grecians did this, but if somebody say, okay, show me it in history, I have to go outside the Bible because the Bible does not document the Grecian time period. So when we go to Daniel chapter 9, and it says right here in verse, and after the 62 weeks shall an anointed one be cut off and be no more. I'm gonna say this is about
You saying that's
Onias.
about Onias
This is
cutting
about
the
Onias.
robe of
Look. I'm gonna say this is about Onias the high priest. But this time period where Onias the high priest lived is not in the Tanakh. So if you want to
right.
see the
I
life of
agree.
Onias the high priest, I have to go to where his life is documented at.
So when you say this is Onias, you're saying because first you said it goes from first Messiah to second Messiah, and that
So
second Messiah is
do you hold on?
Onias.
Since hold on before you start. Since old boy not coming, want me to change the topic and we could just talk about Daniel 9?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, go ahead.
Hey, I'm gonna let y'all cook. I wanted to holler at you, prolific. So I'll come back up when y'all done with the combo.
All right, cool. That's fine.
All right.
All right, let me change this topic real fast, and we gonna get into it. Go ahead, you can talk. I'm gonna do this while I change the topic.
Because Daniel 8 speaks about and it hints at Antiochus Epiphanes when it goes into detail about the horns on this I think it was a ram. The horns on the ram reaching up to the heavens. It hints at that being Antiochus Epiphanes and how he desecrated the temple and whatnot. That was during the Greeks rule. That was during the Grecian rule. So if we're gonna say that Onias was this anointed one in the second half of Daniel 9:24 on down, we have to. Are you saying that he was also the one that made the covenant with many for 1 week, or
And
that was somebody else?
no, Antiochus made the covenant. The one that makes the covenant is a wicked one. He's not a good person.
So that's what I'm saying. How do we the scriptures don't the scriptures how like that's what I'm asking where you getting that at?
All right, hold on. I'm about to read it for you. Hold on. Let me change this real fast. Let me change this. Then we about to get into it. Hold on. Dun, dun, dun. Why is it taking so long to change? Oh, there we go. All right, boom. Did it change? You can see the change?
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah.
boom. So in Daniel 9, and what's the question you just asked me?
So the second king being if the second king is being Onias, he has to be the one that made a covenant with me for 1 week,
All right,
confirmed the covenant with me for 1 week.
all right, so watch this. All right. I want you to follow me, because this is important. All right. You can see the screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, I'm gonna read this. It says, after the 62 weeks shall an anointed one be cut off, and be no more. And the people of a prince shall come and destroy the city. Right? The people of a prince. This prince is Antiochus Epiphanes. This people is the Seleucids. Okay? Because Antiochus Epiphanes was the king of the Seleucids. Right? And destroyed the sanctuary. But his end, whose end, the prince, shall be with the flood, until the end of the war, desolations are determined. And he is the same his, the prince from the verse before. And he shall make a covenant with many for 1 week. And for half the week, he is still the prince, shall cause the sacrifice and the offering to cease. And upon the wing of detestable things shall be that which causes abhorrment. And until, right there. But he that makes the covenant is the prince that destroys the city. That's why we know he's wicked. He's not the anointed one. He's the wicked prince. Are you there? Lights on. Anyone home?
Oh, no. I was on mute. So you're saying after 3 score in what, 2 weeks? 62 weeks, 62 times 7, what's that? 430, 432,
434.
434 is when Onias is supposedly cut off.
Yes.
And that's 432 years from.
When they go into Babylon captivity. You gotta remember, in Daniel 9,
That's not from the decree
no.
of the
No.
building of the temple.
Absolutely not. And
How?
because I'm gonna show you. In Daniel 9 verse 1, what is Daniel asking about or reading about? He's reading about the 70-year prophecy of the Babylonian captivity, correct?
Yeah.
And the angel comes to give him understanding about the 70-year exile captivity in Babylon, correct?
Right.
So that's the context of the situation. That's the
No,
context. The
these are two
Babylonian.
different.
You said what?
These are two different. So the
It's not too
70
different.
the 70 years of God's people being in captivity, and the 70 weeks they had to atone for their sin and bring in righteousness. Those are two different
It's
time
not.
periods.
It's not two different time periods. They overlap each other. You gotta remember, he's looking into the 70 years. The angel comes to give him understanding about the 70 years. The 70 years just don't go out the window. He comes to give him understanding about the 70 years. So he tell him like, yo, these 70 weeks, this is 70 weeks that you have to understand. Why? Because Leviticus 26 says, if you keep sinning and blah, 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 I'm going to times your sin by 7. So the 70 years became 70 weeks. 70 times 7 is what? 490. That's broken up into 3 different time periods. 49 years, 434 years, and then 7 years.
No, they're consecutive.
No,
I'm
they're
not
not.
saying that they.
They're not considered. They're different time periods.
I'm telling they're consecutive because 924 tells you that they're consecutive because it says 70 weeks are determined. That means back to back.
It doesn't mean that. Again,
There's
you're
no
adding that.
breaks in between.
You're adding that. Nowhere in this text does it says it's consecutive.
Where does it say that it's spaced out? Where does it say that
Is
it's breaks in between these time
I'll
periods?
show you right here in verse 25. It says, "Know therefore and discern from the going forth of the word to restore and build Jerusalem until one anointed, a prince, shall be 7 weeks." That's one time period. "And for 62 weeks it shall be built again with broad place and moat, but in troublous times." Verse 26. "And after the 62 weeks." So right here, he separates the 7 weeks from the 62 weeks.
So they're
Two
giving
separate
a
time
base
periods.
as to what happened in these time periods.
Say that
So
again.
after 3 score and 6 2 weeks, after 62
It don't say
years,
that.
62 by 7, Messiah shall be cut
It
off.
don't say that. You're adding that in there. Where does it say that what you just said?
It said, from the going forth of the commandment to rebuild the temple unto the Messiah the King or Messiah the Prince shall be
7 weeks.
7 weeks. And
For 3 score and 2 weeks. That's 2 separate time
3 score and 2 weeks.
periods.
I'm not getting how you see that's two.
Read,
So
read verse 26.
the going forth to build the temple and the 62 by 7, that's given a time period where we expect the Messiah to be cut off.
No.
So
The
it's not like
Messiah is cut off after 62 weeks. The after
Right.
62 weeks is separate from the 7 weeks. Those two time periods are not consecutive. It just gives you two time periods. It's going to be this is 7 weeks, and this is 62 weeks. That's it.
So what how much time was what was the time in between? The
And
7 and 62 by 7.
the 62 weeks and the 7 weeks overlap each other.
How? And it's 70 consecutive years.
You keep
by
saying
7.
nowhere in this text does it say seven consecutive. Nowhere. You're adding that in there.
You're saying they overlap. How can two different time periods overlap if it's a
Easy.
70-week
Easy,
prophecy?
because it was two 70-year prophecies that overlapped each other in Jeremiah. Watch this. In Jeremiah chapter 20, is it 24? Let me double check. I think it's 24 and 29. Jeremiah chapter 24. Is it 24? Is it 25? Oh, 25. It says, therefore thus said the Lord of hosts, because you have not heard my words, I will send and take all the families of the north, saith the Lord. And Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, my servant, will bring them against this land and against the inhabitants thereof, and against all the nations round about, and will utterly destroy them, and make them an astonishment and a hissing and perpetual desolations. Moreover, I would take from the voice of mirth, the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom, the voice of the bride, and the sound of the milestones, and the light of the candle. And this whole land shall be a desolation and an astonishment. These nations shall serve the king of Babylon 70 years. So the nations have to serve Babylon for 70 years. When did Babylon take over? Do you know?
When you talking about
When Nebuchadnezzar took over everything. When he beat,
I'm not sure that time period.
that was 612. If I'm reading, hold on, let me grab my notes. That was 612 when he took over.
And what was the two overlapping 70-year periods?
Because Babylon had to rule all nations for 70 years, and the children of Israel had to be in Babylon for 70 years. The children of Israel didn't go into Babylon until Nebuchadnezzar's second year. So his 70 years started before the children of Israel's 70 years. That's what.
It still came out to be 70 consecutive years for both.
But that's what I'm saying. But their 70-year time periods overlapped each other.
Right, but it wasn't no breaks in between the two. I see how
I know, I understand, but listen, I'm showing you how those time periods overlapped each other. And just like in Daniel 9, you have two time periods that overlap each other. Nowhere in Daniel 9 that says these 70 weeks are consecutive. You're adding that in there.
So what I'm saying, if it's not consecutive, and if they're overlapping, so the time that the decree was given to rebuild the temple, you're saying that the Messiah was cut off could have been cut off anywhere from the first week in the 7th week.
No, he's cut off at the 62 weeks. The first week
I'm saying,
starts
when
in
did it
six.
start? Like
The
the
first week
decree to
starts in
rebuild the temple.
688. Look, the first time period starts in 688. It ends in 539. That's the 49 years of the first week. The 62 weeks start from the children of Israel first going into Babylon captivity. So they overlap each other.
And that could have been anywhere between the first and the 49th year.
No, the time start in 605. The children of Israel went into Babylon in 605.
Right.
And the 7 weeks started in 588. So from 588 to 539 and from 605 to 171. Those are the two time periods. They overlap each other just like the 270-year prophecies overlap. And we know that because in Daniel 9, that's what Daniel was asking about. Babylon fell. And he was like, why are we still in Babylon? Because he thinking the 70-year exile is over because Babylon fell. No, Babylon 70 years was over. The children of Israel 70 years wasn't over yet. So that's what the angel came to give him understanding about.
Yeah, like I see I see how you guys break it down, but that's why I don't see how that one Messiah turned into two, and the scriptures made no distinction.
It does make a
That
distinction.
Messiah that confirms a covenant is the same Messiah that will be cut off. Is
No,
the
see
same
again, we just
Messiah that will
read.
cause
Hold on, we just
that
read
first
the
beast.
person that confirms the covenant is not the Messiah. That's the wicked prince that destroys the city and the sanctuary.
And you're saying that this was Antiochus.
Yes, Epiphanies. Hey, Daniel, beloved by God, come up here. Don't be a chat warrior. Come up here and join the conversation.
Like I'm not seeing how it's Antiochus. Like I know Antiochus did some things. Like I'm well aware of
He
the
said the
things
Messiah that
Antiochus did.
confirms the covenant is Trump. He must be trolling.
Nah, somebody actually believe that. There's people that actually believe that. But Antiochus did some things in his day. I ain't even gonna lie. Like some people even think Antiochus is what Daniel 2 is talking about.
Let me ask you this question, right? Did the abomination of desolation, is that Daniel 9? Right,
No,
that's the abomination of desolation, right?
no.
So what's the abomination of desolation?
So I believe the abomination, the what in that talks about in Daniel, which because Daniel 9 is talking
Daniel
about
9 talks
desolation,
about the abomination of desolation.
because it speaks about plural. It says desolation is like plural.
Hold on, I'm gonna go to it in y'all Christian Bible. You Christians don't do it like that. You know you Christian. Hold
Yeah, I
on,
believe
I'll
in
bring
Christ.
you up. Hold up. There you go. Come on up. All right, let's go. It says right here in the Christian Bible, right here. It says the overspreading of abomination, he shall make it desolate. Right? This is talking about the abomination of desolations. No, yes.
No, I don't agree because it's saying that the abominations will be made desolate. So it's not like the actual event of the
So
abomination of
what do
desolate.
you where do you think the abomination of desolation is prophesied at in the Bible?
So
Most people gonna
it's in
say
the New
Daniel 9.
Testament and the Old Testament.
When
One
when the
happened
New
with
Testament
Antiochus.
says when the New Testament said when the abomination of desolation that Daniel speaks of, what is he referring to?
So that is referring to the man of sin, the son of perdition, actually going into the temple, declaring himself to be
I'm
God, and
saying what
going through.
verse is that prophesied in? He said that Daniel spoke about where.
Second Thessalonians, I believe.
Listen to my question. Listen to my question. When he says this is the abomination of desolation that Daniel speaks of, where did Daniel speak of that?
Let me see. I believe it was
I'll let you find that.
either Daniel 2 or 7. Let me.
Hey, Daniel beloved. Go ahead. You got something to say?
Yeah, well, everyone sees this differently. First off, we're not going to convince each other of our own opinion, which is fine because it's complicated text. But the way that I see it, if that's fair, right? Because we're not going to convince each other of nothing. But the way that I see it is the 69 were completed. It began at 457 under the command of Cyrus, right? Artaxerxes, when he gave the command to
All
restore
right,
and rebuild the temple. That
can we
was the start.
can we stop that right there? Because again, I want to ask some questions.
Sure, go ahead.
That's cool. Why do you start it there? What makes you start it there?
Because it says from the command to go forth, let's read it here in 24, 20, whatever it is. Let's see. Know therefore and understand, verse 25, that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and build Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
So that commandment was given in 457, and that's recorded in Ezra
Go
and
read it.
Nehemiah
I want you to
and
read it.
Haggai.
I want you to read it because a lot of y'all do
Okay.
this. A lot of y'all do this, but that decree was not given by Artaxerxes. That decree was given by Cyrus.
Right, that's what I was going to say. So Cyrus gave that commandment in 457 BC.
So do you start it from that time period?
Yep, 457.
Okay, so Cyrus gives it in 457. Can you go show me?
Right.
Can you go show me where?
So we got, it says this. So it says, until Messiah the Prince, there shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. The street shall be built again and the wall, even in troublous times. So from right there, we have 7 weeks first, and it says 62 weeks. So the 7 weeks was the rebuilding of the temple.
No, I understand that. You're going too fast.
Right,
You
49 years.
You said Cyrus gave that decree in 457. That's just
Right.
not true. I want you to show me that. Because if
What date do you have?
I put it right here. Hold on, let me see this real fast. All right. So I hope y'all can see this. Cyrus decree. Date.
444?
No, what does that say?
That's when they took over Babylon again.
No, it says
That's when they
Cyrus.
conquered the Babylonians.
Let's read this. Let's go right here. The Edict of Cyrus usually refers to the biblical account of the proclamation by Cyrus the Great, the founding king of the Achaemenid Persian Empire, in 539.
Correct. That was when the 70 years of exile ended when Cyrus conquered
Okay,
them.
so where are you getting the date that the decree was given in 457?
That's just Google 457 decree and see what pops up.
457 decree.
Yeah, by Cyrus. All right, what's it say?
It says in the first year of Cyrus the king, Cyrus made a decree. So this happened in the first year of Cyrus. Cyrus' first year was not 457.
Well, that's when you typed in 457. That's why I brought that up, right?
Yeah, but it says the decree, he made a decree in the first year of Cyrus. Cyrus' first year was not 457. Cyrus' first year was 530 something, 539 or 537. It happened in his first year. It can't be 457.
Well, that's what popped up when you Google
I see it. Hold on.
457.
It says
So
it's-
that's when the decree went forth. Well, we know that date is accurate because Ezra recorded all that. Remember?
Read it in Ezra. Because you confusing.
Well, he doesn't give you a date. That's the thing.
Artaxerxes' decree was in 457, not Cyrus' decree.
Right. Exactly. Artaxerxes. That's the story of Nehemiah. When
So
he went
are
to the
you
king,
starting it
asked for a
from?
decree.
Are you starting it from Cyrus' decree or Artaxerxes' decree?
Well, this is what it says. It says from the decree, the command. So he did have authority. Remember, he had to get authority so they could go to the city
I understand that.
and do the work.
I'm asking you who decree, because this is important for the date. We gotta
Okay.
find where we starting the date. Are we starting it from Cyrus' decree or are we starting it from Artaxerxes' decree? If we starting if
Artaxerxes, because Nehemiah went to Artaxerxes, the
okay,
cupbearer, went to the Artaxerxes, the king, right?
why would you start it from Artaxerxes' decree instead of Cyrus' decree? When all
Because
Artaxerxes were doing, when all Artaxerxes was doing, is reestablishing Cyrus's decree.
because the Jews were standing up to fight against him, so they couldn't do the work. Remember?
Yeah,
They
because
kept trying to
Cyrus
block him.
gave a decree. It got started, then it got stopped. Then Darius gave a decree, and then later Artaxerxes gave a decree to get the work back started. But if we're gonna start the decree, why not start it from Cyrus' decree? Because Cyrus is the one that sent them back to build a city in Jerusalem. The other two decrees was just getting Cyrus's work back started.
It says that hold on.
And then the walls in the city was already being built before Artaxerxes' decree.
Okay, it says this. As outlined earlier in the study, the decree that Artaxerxes gave to Ezra for his return was undoubtedly given around 457 BC. So, according to most scholars, this is the date that we go by, 457. Now, some people use 454 because they're going by a different calendar, right?
But
But
this
the
is
common
this is
day,
what I'm saying. We already established the date, right? It was some confusion whether it was Cyrus or Artaxerxes. It's Artaxerxes. The problem I'm having is if the decree that you're saying is a decree, it says from the going forth of the word to restore and build Jerusalem. The person who gave that decree was Cyrus. The work got stopped, then Darius started it back up. The work got stopped, then Artaxerxes started to back up. The wall in the city was already being built before Artaxerxes' decree. All you gotta do is read Ezra chapter 4. Look what it says, verse 12. And it said, "It be known unto the king," they talking to Artaxerxes right here, "that the Jews which came up to us came unto Jerusalem, building the rebellious and bad city. They have set up walls thereof and joined the foundations." It already was being built before Artaxerxes' decree. So why would you start it at Artaxerxes' decree if it was already being built before Artaxerxes' decree?
it says in Ezra 7, if we go to Ezra 7, 21 through 28, it says that this is when they had the official third decree, actually the third going forth of this.
Yeah,
was
because
when they
Cyrus
actually,
gave one, Darius gave one, Artaxerxes gave one. But Darius' decree, because remember, it got stopped. The people came like, yo, Darius found the scroll. He read the journals. He's like, oh, Cyrus gave a decree that they got to finish this work. Okay, appreciate the lightning bolts. Cyrus gave a decree. Let's get Cyrus's work back started so it can be done. Then Darius gave his decree. Then the people came, the work got stopped again. Then Artaxerxes gave another decree so that Darius and Cyrus's work decrees can be finished. It all started from Cyrus. And then again, the city and the walls were already being built in Ezra chapter 4 before Cyrus' decree. So if anybody, you would have to start from Cyrus, not Artaxerxes.
Well, we
And
know
someone
that
said I would
the
start from
story of
Darius. You
Nehemiah.
can't start from Darius because look what it says right here. Hold up. I mean, what chapter is that? Well, Darius' decree.
I checked. I ain't mean to cut you off. I ain't found where the New Testament talks about this abomination of desolation spoken in Daniel.
Okay,
Would be
all right, we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that, right? This is Ezra chapter 6. It says, "Then Darius the king made a decree, and search was made in the house of the rules, where the treasurers were laid up in Babylon. And there was found at Achamedia, in the place that in the province of the Medes, a roll, therein was a record, thus was written. In the first year of Cyrus the king, the same Cyrus the king made a decree concerning the house of God at Jerusalem. Let the house be built, let the place where they offered sacrifices, and let the foundation thereof be strongly laid. and the height thereof 60, and the breadth thereof 60 cubits. Right, so Darius' decree was just based off getting Cyrus' decree back going because they found his record in the library in Babylon. Darius' decree is not a new decree, so it makes, if you're gonna start it from Darius, that makes no sense either, because all he was doing was getting Cyrus' work back started. So the only way this can possibly make sense is if you start it from Cyrus. Anywhere after that is just don't make any sense.
Well, they didn't get to Cyrus yet. Remember, he conquered, but he didn't give forth. He didn't give forth the decree for them to rebuild and all that stuff.
Yes,
that
he
didn't
did.
start till Artaxerxes.
That's not true.
Here's
And
what it says
go ahead.
about that. It says, in the 7th year of Artaxerxes, and this is in Ezra chapter 7, that the king gave permission to Ezra to leave a band of exiles back to Jerusalem. Most scholars assume that the 7th year of Artaxerxes should be reckoned according to the Persian custom, and this is where it gets tricky, of dating regional years from spring to spring. Thus, Ezra would have begun his journey on the first day of Nisan and arrived the first day of Ab. So this is where we get into the tricky stuff, because they keep some time frames according to, like, for example, if a king leaves power in the middle of a year, they still consider that his
No, but
year, even though he
all
might
that
only
is
serve 6 months.
pointless. In Ezra 1, look what this says. Now, in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, that the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled, the Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia, and he made a proclamation through all his kingdom and put it also in writing. Thus saith Cyrus, king of Persia, the Lord God of heaven hath given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and charged me to build him a house in Jerusalem, which is in Judah. Cyrus gives the decree for that. And then, if that's not enough, if we go to Isaiah chapter 44, look what it says, verse 26. That confirmeth the word of his servant, and performeth the counsel of his messengers, that saith to Jerusalem, thou shalt be built, and to the cities of Judah ye shall be built. I will raise up the decayed places thereof, and thus saith to the deep, be dry, I will dry up the rivers. That saith of Cyrus, he is my shepherd, and shall perform all my pleasure. Even saying to Jerusalem, thou shalt be built, in the temple, thou foundation shall be laid. God tells you Cyrus is the one that does it. Not only once.
Okay, hold on now.
Let me read this next one.
Now here's what Nehemiah says.
Let me read this. Let me read this next one first. Let me read this next one. Not only there, also in the chapter next to it. Look what it says. Verse 13. I have raised him up in righteousness. Talking about Cyrus. I will direct all his ways. He shall build my city. He shall let my captives go, not for reward, saith the Lord of hosts. God tells you 2 times that Cyrus is the one doing it. Cyrus is the one that's going to give that decree.
Under his kingdomship, though, right?
No,
or no?
It said Cyrus.
Okay.
Cyrus gives the first decree. The other 2 decrees were just to back up what he did. Okay,
what does Nehemiah say, though? Now, see, this is the problem: is you have other prophets contradicting it.
There's no contradiction.
Here's what it says. And it came to pass in the month of Nisan, in the 20th year of Artaxerxes, that wine was before him. And I took up the wine and gave it to the king. And you know the story, he comes before the king sad. Now, Artaxerxes didn't rule till 465 to 425. So how can it be that Cyrus gave the command, but here it is Nehemiah going asking for the command a full 70 years from the time you're saying?
Because Cyrus gives the decree, the work gets stopped. Darius gives the decree to get the work back going. The work gets stopped again, and then Artaxerxes gives the decree to get the work back going. If we go to Ezra 4, I'm gonna read it again. It was already being built before Artaxerxes. Ezra chapter 4, verse 12. And it be known unto the king that the Jews came up from thence to come up unto Jerusalem, building the rebellious city and the bad city, and have set the walls thereof, and joined the foundations. And let it be known unto the king, if this city be built, and the walls set up again, then will they they will not pay toll or tribute and custom, and so that thou endangering the revenue of the kings. This is why it got stopped. They started building it, they complained, it got stopped, and Artaxerxes just reestablished it. But this all goes back to Cyrus' decree. And
But in
God
the
tells
Nehemiah
us Cyrus.
counting,
All right, let me ask you this. If God tells you Cyrus is the one that's going to say to Jerusalem, it's going to be built, it's going to do this, why is that not enough?
under his kingship, I'm fine with that. But what I'm saying is this is it says in Nehemiah, he gives you the whole recounting how he asked for the decree. Chapter 3, how they went up and scoped it out. Chapter 4, how they began to rebuild. Chapter 5, how Sanballat and them came up against them. Chapter 6 was when they were, then they stopped and they started. Then they were rebuilding with one weapon in hand. So, see, Nehemiah gives you the same accounting, but he starts it from Artaxerxes. So
No.
that's the problem, is we can't get a proper start date.
Yes, we can. You got to remember, Nehemiah is later. Artaxerxes is much later. You have to understand that this is the third decree. It was already 2 decrees before this. Artaxerxes is just restarting the work that Darius started, that Cyrus started. It's not a contradiction. It's different time periods. That's like if I give a decree out, yo, go build a city. They stop the work, and then you come and say, yo, Gadal passed the decree that said to build a city. Let's get his work back going. So you give a decree to get the work back going. Your work gets stopped, and then someone else says, yo, Daniel and Gadal gave a decree to get this work. Let's get this finished. Why is it not finished? Boom. Then he gives a decree. All the decrees are doing is just going back to my decree. That's all it's doing. So if anybody has to get the recognition for giving the decree, it's Cyrus, just like God said it was going to be Cyrus.
Right. But see, when we go to Ezra 7, what does it say? I mean, you can't even make sense of this. Watch this. Tell me, anybody listening, if you can make sense of this.
Go ahead.
Now, after these things, in the reign
What
of
verse you reading?
Artaxerxes, king of Persia, Ezra 7, verse 1, the son of Sariah, son of Azariah, son of Hilkiah, gives you all the names here, gives you a long lineage. There's Eleazar. This Ezra went up from Babylon, and he was already scribe to the law of Moses, which the Lord God of Israel had given to him, and the king granted him all his requests according to the hand of the Lord his God upon him. And there went up some of the children of Israel, and of the priests and the Levites and the singers and the porters and the Nethinims and the Jerusalem in the 7th year of Artaxerxes the king. And he came to Jerusalem in the 5th month, which was the 7th year of the king. And upon the first day of the first month, see all this? You gotta look at all this. The 7th year, the 5th year, the 1st year.
We know
This
this.
is clearly talking about the time frame of Artaxerxes, though.
We know, but again, do you know that it was, I think it was 3, let me know if I'm correct. It was 3 trips from Babylon to Jerusalem. The first one was with Joshua and Zerubbabel. The second one was with Ezra, and the third one was with Nehemiah. I think it was, I could be wrong. Please fact check me. It was either 2 or 3. This one is the last one. So you gotta remember, this is a time period. Look, hold up. I'm gonna show you something. Hold up. Let me show you something. Let me show you something.
Well, this is the way you're looking that up. This is what it says in Daniel 9:25. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment, so the going forth meaning the beginning of the actual starting to build to completion, from the going forth of the commandment to restore.
Well,
so that means
this is something
when
that
when the commandment is
Okay.
actually not stopping and starting, when it's actually beginning to work to fruition.
So who started the work? Cyrus.
No. From the going forth, meaning the actual work. If you have a project like you're building a high school, the high school didn't. You could say it started building when they poured a foundation or two, but if they stop it for 5 years, Then they
It
start
still
again.
started.
Well, but the thing is, it says from the beginning to the ending until
It doesn't
Messiah the
say that. It
Prince.
doesn't say that. You adding that in
That's what it
there.
does
Hold
say.
on.
It says from the
It says
going
from the
forth,
going forth of the word
right,
to
meaning the
restore and
beginning.
build Jerusalem. So from the going
The
forth
going
of the word.
forth, meaning that finally we're getting this thing going
Hold
to
up. Where is it?
completion, not the stop and start. It's not counting the stop and start, is what it's saying.
All right, here. Hold on.
It's
I'm
not
gonna put
counting all
this. Look at
Cyrus
this.
and all that.
Let me know if you can see this. Let me know if you can see this. Hold up. Let me know if you can see this. Right. You see this, right? Ezra 2. Right? See that? Exiles return. See that?
Right?
You see that, right?
Was it 537? You can't see
537.
the side. Can't see. Yeah, 537.
All
Right.
right, then
Okay.
right here, temple work
That's
begins.
Cyrus.
Temple work begins, right?
Okay, so if it worked for one day, does that count?
Just listen. I'm gonna show you something. Exiles return. Temple works begin. At the first Artaxerxes order work to be stopped. Right? So the work stopped. A couple years later. Right? We're gonna scroll down. Temple work resumes with Darius. Right? Completion and dedication of the temple. Right? Okay, we're gonna scroll down some more. Go down. Ezra journeys to Jerusalem. Ezra leads some more people. So this is the second time they're going to Jerusalem. We had one at there, and this is the second time. Boom. Families return to Jerusalem with Ezra. This is still the second time. Right? Nehemiah prayers for exiles. Artaxerxes sends Nehemiah to Jerusalem. This is the third time. First exile, then Ezra went up with exiles. Now Nehemiah comes from Babylon to Jerusalem. Then you got the building of the walls that started. Well, didn't start, but get resumed. Building of the walls. Right? And then you have the completion of the walls. So from the time that Cyrus decreed to 444, that is the completion of the whole city, the temple, and the walls. This is when some more exiles come up. Right here. Go right here. They settle in Jerusalem. This is a whole time period. But it all started from whence? From Cyrus's proclamation right here. That's what you're not understanding. It starts from Cyrus. Then his work gets stopped. Then Darius starts to back up. Then Artaxerxes starts to back up. Cyrus is the one that sends the proclamation out. The other two is just do what he did. And when you get to Ezra 7 and Nehemiah, that's later. That's the third and fourth time that exiles come back up. It's not a contradiction. It's different time periods.
All right, so what's this? So it's here's the thing. We know it's gonna be a total of what? 7 weeks and 69 weeks, right?
No. Is that
It's
my? Oh,
gonna
that's
be
my.
7
That's my
weeks
fault.
and
That's mine.
49 years.
It's three.
And
It's
it's gonna
three
be
different time periods.
and 62.
You have
7 weeks, which is the rebuilding of the temple.
You have the
And then
7 weeks.
in the next verse it says
62 weeks, and then you have
62
the
weeks the Messiah's
7
cut
years.
off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all we got to do is work backwards from when Christ was anointed, and we work backwards, and that's where we get to year 457. It says this.
No, that's
after
because your
3
time is
weeks-
off. That's because your time is off. When you start from Jesus and you just try to go backwards and you land at a time, you're gonna say, "Oh, that must be right," because no, it's wrong. Because the time period doesn't start when you say it does.
It says, after 62 weeks, Messiah shall be cut off, but not for himself. So if we start at 33 and a half AD and we work back, we get to 457. So, and we know Artaxerxes was making commandments through then. So we
but
can hold that to be,
that's
because
if
that's
you
what the scripture
assume
says.
that's if you assume your time is right, but your time is wrong. It does not start with Artaxerxes. You can't. If I could say, "Yo, start it from here and just count back
Well,
wherever it lands, that's the time." That's not how it works. It says from the going. Like, let's do this, right? Because now after we got, I think it's clear that your time starts. It starts wrong, but let's do this. Go to Daniel and read verse 26 for me.
that's what I'm reading.
No, read it again.
After 62 weeks shall
No, I'm
Messiah
excuse
be
me.
cut
Read verse
off.
25. Verse 25 it is.
No. What year was that right there? Let's
Read
establish
verse
that.
25.
What year was he cut off though? Come on
Read
now.
verse 25 for me real fast. I want to show you something.
Okay. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and build Jerusalem unto Messiah the Prince, there shall be 7 weeks,
Stop right there.
comma,
Stop right there.
and 62 weeks,
Stop right there.
colon,
Listen, stop right there.
right?
It says, from the going forth of the word till the anointed one shall be 7 weeks. Correct?
7 weeks, comma, and 62
The three
weeks.
score and 2 weeks is a separate time period from the 7 weeks.
Right, the 7 weeks was just talking
Okay,
about
so
the temple and the walls.
listen. It says, from the going forth of the word to one anointed is 7 weeks. So you have the beginning, the going forth of the word to the anointed. That's the time period. That's supposed to be a 7-week time period.
That's the comma and 62 weeks, colon ends the thought.
The
though.
3 score and 2 weeks is a separate time period from the 7 weeks.
It's all one time period.
No, it's
but
not.
It's giving you a comma. I mean,
It's
well,
not
how
all
do
one
commas
time.
and colons work in
It's
English?
not all time period. It's not all the same time period.
It has to be because it's
No,
saying 7 weeks and
it doesn't have to be.
weeks.
All right, watch this. All right, hold up. Do you agree that Daniel in verse 26, he separates the No, go back to the. All right, interlinear. Do you agree that Daniel separates the 62 weeks from the 7 weeks?
Let me read this again one time. Hold on.
Because this is important.
The prince shall be cut off there 7 weeks and 62 weeks, colon. The street shall be built again and the wall even in troublous times. Speaking of the 7 weeks. And
No,
after
no,
62 weeks,
no.
Messiah shall be cut off.
Stop right there.
So then it's talking about the second half of
But
the sentence after
listen,
the comma.
Lakari, what up, Lakari? Shalom. But listen to my question: is the 7 weeks? Does Daniel separate the 7 weeks from the 62 weeks?
Not
Yes or no?
necessarily, no.
He
Because
does.
it's 69 to. Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me say this. It's 69 weeks until the coming of the Messiah.
No, listen. No, you keep.
It's the 70th week at the coming of
Listen,
the anti-Messiah.
listen. I
There's
don't
only
listen.
two
Listen. Stop adding your interpretation. I'm not asking your interpretation right now. I'm asking you solely about, does Daniel separate the 62 weeks from the 7 weeks?
He explains them. He doesn't separate them.
In
Verse 69 till Messiah, and 1 week till anti-Messiah.
That's you keep talking about the 1 week. I'm asking you about the 62 weeks and the 7 weeks. All right, let me. Do you know? Hold on. Do you know what the hey prefix in Hebrew means?
No.
All right, so I'm gonna put some on my screen. This how we know the 62 weeks is separate from the 7 weeks. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can see this. Let me know if y'all can see this. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can see this. Y'all can see this, right? You see this right here? I just want to do this part. Do you see that right there?
What's that?
Do you see this right here? You see this? It says Ha-Sha-Boim. Yeah, the Ha-Sha-Boim. You see this?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
This hey means the. Right? Now, if y'all don't believe me, hold on. In case y'all don't believe me, I wanna show y'all.
Yeah,
What?
77.
Hold on. What does the hey? I just want to prove it for everybody. Prefix mean in Hebrew. Just gotta prove it. All right. Look. I don't know if y'all can see this. So let me zoom it in a little bit. So we gotta prove all things here. We don't just make stuff up. It says, hold on, let me put that. Oh, let's go back. I like that. It says this says the Hebrew prefix hey is used to make a definite or or indicate that it is the only one. Oh, why is this thing popping up? Hold up. Oh, that's not what I meant. Hold on. That Clubhouse gave me some puzzle thing I had to do. All right, there we go. It says the Hebrew prefix hey is used to make a word definite or to indicate that it is the only one. For example, hey Torah means the Torah. It is commonly used to indicate the when attached to the beginning of a word. Right? So hey prefix means the. And it meant to show the only one. So when it says after the 2 weeks, so the 2 weeks lets you know that this is a separate time period from the 7 weeks. He differentiates between the 7 weeks and the 62 weeks. So when we go to Daniel, it says after the 62 weeks. It does not say after the 69 weeks. If the 62 weeks and the 7 weeks were together, it would say after the 69 weeks. But it separates the 7 weeks from the 62 weeks. They're not together.
I'm fine with that. That's fine. So how are you seeing this though?
Okay,
what is your end game with this?
Okay,
is what I'm getting at.
Great. Okay, I'm happy you see that. Now, when we go back,
because like I said from the start, we're not going to agree on anything.
Man,
so it doesn't.
When you see the truth, you just got to accept the truth. This is the.
Well, the thing is, the way I see it is the truth. The way you see it is the truth. So we're both not going to agree. So we're going to have to agree.
One of us don't have the truth. But look what it says. This is why it's important. This is why it's important. It says, "Know therefore and discern that from the going forth of the word to restore and build Jerusalem unto one anointed a prince shall be 7 weeks." This is the first time period. So from the going forth of the word, from the going forth of the word to the anointed one is 7 weeks. And after 62 weeks, it shall be built again. Verse 26. And after the 62 weeks. So now we have 2 separate time periods. Christians add the 7 weeks and the 62 weeks together and make it 69 weeks. And then y'all do this consecutive stuff. But Daniel says it's 2 separate time weeks. So now 2 separate time periods. So now we have to show from the going forth of the word to one anointed one 49 years. There's supposed to be an anointed one on the scene 49 years after the going forth of the word.
So it's measuring the time in between. So when you say from and to, that shows like a time duration.
Yes.
You have to measure the time in between. That's why it separates the 7 weeks and the 62 weeks, because it's showing a duration of time from the decree to the coming of the Messiah.
Yes. So and that, hold on. Let me finish. Hold on. Series. What you just said was 100% correct. So from the decree or the word to the anointed one, that time duration is 49 years.
Right. So who is it? How can the Messiah be Cyrus in that half, and then after the 62 weeks, it's Onias?
Because in my understanding of what the Bible say, the word that went forth was given by Jeremiah. It was given by Jeremiah.
Messiah coming after 49 years.
You said what?
Who after the 7 weeks? Who's your Messiah, the Prince?
Cyrus. Cyrus is the first anointed. He comes 49 years after. Look, let's go to the Bible Hub timeline again.
Cyrus gave the command.
No, and that's the problem you have. Hold on, let's do this. Hold on, I love doing this. Hold on.
And then he's the Messiah.
Let's do this. Go to the Artaxerxes decree. Go to the word decree and tell me what word that is in Hebrew, real fast. And I'm gonna go to the one. In Daniel. I'm gonna go to the one in Daniel. This is how you study, man. Y'all Christians need to get y'all studying up. This is how you find out the truth, not just by spewing some stuff y'all heard.
He's the anointed one. Who's Alexander the Great? He's the third king in Daniel.
Hold on. We're not even in Daniel 7 or Daniel 8. We in Daniel 9 right now.
No, but if you're saying he's this Messiah, the Prince,
we in Daniel 9.
Alexander.
We in Daniel 9 right now, bro.
King.
Hold on, slow down. You going slow? What my boy Captain Cesario like to be saying? Slow down, Speedy. You going to
No, but see, this is the
hold
thing. As
on,
soon
hold
as you
on,
say Cyrus, I just
hold
start
on,
doing the hand with my on my head emoji. The
hold
the
on,
slap in
Speedy.
my forehead.
Is Cyrus
Like,
an
are you
anointed one? Yes or no?
serious? Cyrus is anointed in Isaiah 45, verse
Okay,
1 through
so
4. We know that.
all right,
But
so
he was
Cyrus is anointed.
anointed to relieve his people of captivity, not to be the Messiah, the
Hold
Prince.
on. Do you know
He's not
do
Messiah.
you know anointed in the Messiah is the same word?
Yeah, but he's not the Prince. He's
Okay,
not
just
the son who
hold on.
fulfills the
Ezra chapter. What is that? Ezra chapter
all the
7.
prophecies.
Oh, you
He
was at
wasn't
Ezra.
born in
Hold on.
Bethlehem.
I'm trying to show you something in the people something. You was in Ezra chapter 7 with the decree, right?
Cyrus didn't ride a donkey into Jerusalem.
Bro,
Cyrus didn't,
slow down, man. Now you about to start. Now you about to start.
fulfill all the
He about to
prophecies.
start. What's that word I'm looking for? He about to start falling apart.
No, because
Ezra seven
Cyrus
13. All right, hold up. I'm about to show you
didn't
something,
fulfill
man.
any prophecies
I'm about to show you something, man.
except for 45.
Oh, except for 45. Okay.
45, 1 through 4 he did, but
Ezra
he's not the
7.
Messiah.
This boy about to short circuit in here. When the truth come
I
out,
don't know
false.
short circuit
When
at
the
all.
truth come out,
You're
falsehood.
right. I already short circuited when he said
They
Cyrus is the
short
Messiah.
circuit.
That's when I short circuited.
Hold on,
That's
hold on.
exactly
Go to
right.
we're gonna go to the interlinear. Hold up. I'm gonna show you something. This is how you study, man. This is how you study. This is how you
Yeah,
study. Hold on.
nobody's
You see
more
the hold on.
studied on this than me. I
Hold
can
on,
tell
hold
you
on,
that
hold
for
on, hold
sure.
on, hold on.
In the
Stop talking.
t-shirt.
I'm trying to show y'all something. You see this word right here for the decree that Artaxerxes gave? See that word? That says Tanim. Tanim. That's the word. And Daniel, the word is Debar. Debar. Right? So you have in Daniel the going forth of the Debar. Debar means word in Hebrew. So it's the going forth of the word. And Ezra for decree is Tanim. Those are two different Hebrew words. What's important about that? Because if we go to Ezra chapter 1, look what this says. This is how you study, man. This is how you need to come to pull up and come to a class, man. This is how you study. No, I'm in Ezra 7. Ezra chapter 1. There we go. Ezra chapter 1. It says, in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, the word, Debar is the same word from Daniel, Debar, the word might be fulfilled by the mouth of Jeremiah. So Cyrus was fulfilling the Debar, the word that the Lord spoke through Jeremiah. And this Debar
So he's the
is the
son of
hold
David.
on.
He's the son of David?
Listen, this Debar is the same word that says from the going forth of the Debar. So do you know where Jeremiah prophesied Cyrus?
Yeah, Jeremiah 25:11. Come on now.
Okay, so
I just
look, hold on. Look, I'm about to
I
show
can't
you.
believe you're saying. What about the other kings in Daniel? What
Oh,
about the king
we
of the north? What
slow
about
down. We not in
Daniel
there
chapter
yet.
3?
We not in
What
there
about the
yet,
ten
bro.
horn kingdom? You're
We
leaving
not
all this out.
we're not in there yet, man. Just slow down, man.
How is Cyrus?
You gotta take notes.
Let me ask you a question. How is Cyrus a Persian king, a
Slow down.
Gentile?
Slow down.
How
You
is he
short
the
circling
Messiah
it.
of the Jews?
Why are you melting on stage? Keep it together, man. Keep
I'm
it
not
together.
melting.
Stop
How is a
melting, man.
Gentile the king of the Jews?
Look, y'all hear him. Everybody put a 1 in chat if y'all understand that the word in Daniel is Debar. The word that Cyrus is fulfilling is Debar that spoke Jeremiah. And watch this. Watch this right here, y'all. Watch this. It says, for thus says Yahweh, that after 70 weeks are accomplished at Babylon, I will visit you and perform my good word. Debar. What is the good Debar, the good word that the Most High spoke? Again, this is the same debar that's in Daniel 9. This is the same debar that's in Ezra verse 1. Ezra chapter 1. It says that God spoke this debar. And then right here it says debari, because debari, the yod prefix means my. So it means my word. So God spoke a good word to the people. Where did he speak that good word at? Jeremiah 24. Where did he speak that good word at? Jeremiah 24. And what is this good word? What is this good word? Let's read this. Let's read this good word, this debar that went forth. Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, like these good figs, so will I regard the captives of Judah, whom I have sent out of this place into the land of the Chaldees, that's Babylon, for good, and I will set my eyes upon them for good. I will bring them back to this land. I will build them up. I will not pull them down. I will pluck them. What does it mean that the Most High is going to return them to their land and build them back up? What does that mean? What does that mean, Daniel?
I'm still tripping that you're saying he's not from the seed of Abraham.
What does it mean? Hold on.
I mean, the Messiah has to be betrayed. He has to be beaten in Isaiah 53, the suffering servant. He has to be a perfect.
My bad. Hold on. All right. What does it mean that the Most High was going to build them back up in their land? What does it look like for them to be built back up in their land?
Under Cyrus, he restored them back out of captivity, but they were still under captivity.
Hold on, listen. Hold on, listen. Slow down.
Religion.
Does build them back up means to build their city, build their temple, build their walls? Does that mean that?
He allowed them to do that because he was a Western.
That's not what I'm asking you. When God says he was going to return them to their land and build them back up, does that mean that he was going to take them back to their land and build their city, their temple, and their walls back up?
What verse is that?
Right here. I got to highlight it. I will set my eyes upon them for their good. I will bring... Oh, my bad. Let me put it back on the screen. My bad.
Verse?
This is Jeremiah 24, verse 6. I will set my eye upon them for their good. I will bring them back to this land, and I will build them back up. Does God building the children of Israel back up means that he's going to build back up their cities, their walls, establish their government and all that? Does that mean that? Yes or no?
That's in the millennial reign.
I'm just asking, what does it mean when God says he's going to build them back up?
That's talking about in the 1,000-year reign after.
I'm not asking you the time period, brother. And I'm letting him talk. He's just not answering I'm asking you.
Let me read the verse.
Go ahead, read the
verse. For I will set my eyes upon them for good, and I will bring them again to this land, and I will build them and not pull them down, and I will plant them and not pluck them up, and I will give them a heart to know me, that I am the Lord, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God.
Okay, so what does it mean? Okay, so what does it mean?
They're not his people.
That's not what I'm asking you, brother. What does it mean that he's going to build them back up in their land?
He's going to restore Jacob to the pleasant land and apportion them the 12 tribes, their portions in Ezekiel chapter 47.
Does that mean he's going to build? Okay, go ahead. Say it.
And no one will conquer them. It says that no one will conquer them.
Just listen.
They'll build and not be plucked up.
Does it mean, does it mean he's going to build their city, their walls, and their temple back up? Yes or no?
There will be a temple there, yes.
It's a yes or no question.
It'll be the Ezekiel temple, but yeah.
So yes, he's gonna
be. The prophecies in Ezekiel 47.
We're not talking about Ezekiel. Why are you being so difficult with me, Daniel? Come on.
I'm not difficult.
So when he says he's gonna build them back up, it's talking about him building their city, their temple, and their walls. Yes or no?
During the 1,000-year reign.
I'm not asking you about. It's just a yes or no question. Yes or no?
Yes, he will. That's
okay,
yes.
Great. So this good word that God spoke to them He said he was going to build them back up in their land. Right. So now I'm going to take you, and this is Jeremiah 24. Remember,
You're like the
everybody,
police. You wait till I say yes, and then you
because
go.
you you
He
you
said
you being
yes.
difficult. You being difficult. All right,
He
hold
said
on.
guilty, Your Honor.
I shouldn't have to hold your hand so much, man. So
Well, because you're taking something from 1,000 years, literally 3,000 years apart when they were restored, 2,500 years apart, and you're putting it back then when it
okay,
actually goes in the future
hold
from
on.
now.
And Jeremiah 21 through 23. All right, I'm gonna put this on my screen again. I want you to tell me the date. When did Jeremiah prophesy that what we just read in Jeremiah 29 and Jeremiah 25 and Jeremiah 24? What year does that say?
I can't. It just says BC. I can't see the side of your screen
You
to
can't
the
see.
left of my screen.
All right, hold up. Let me
I
see.
can't see the dates.
My bad. Let me see.
I see Jeremiah 23, but it just says BC on my.
All right, let me see. Hold on. Let me see. I probably gotta move it. Hold on. Yeah, hold up. Can you see it now? Can you see it?
Yeah. Okay, Jeremiah 588. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, 588. So that prophecy,
Okay, I'm good with that.
that prophecy was given in 588.
Correct.
All right. Now, if we subtract 49 years from that, what year do we get into?
I'm a history major. I'm not good at math, so I don't know.
Right.
Whatever number you say, I'm good with it.
I'll do it. Everybody put this in your calculator. 588. Put this in your calculator. 588. Put that in your calculator. Minus the 49 years.
You didn't say there was going to be a math portion of this test, brother. This is disingenuous.
We're dealing with numbers. 588 minus 49 years, you get 539 BCE. Daniel,
Okay.
what happened in 539 BCE? Cyrus. So, 49 years, 7 weeks after the word, the Debar, was prophesied about the building of Israel in their land, exactly 7 weeks after that, we get to Cyrus, the anointed one. Is that a coincidence?
No.
Exactly. That's the first 7 weeks. So if you disagree with that, who is the anointed one that comes 49 years after the going forth of the word?
The anointed one is the Christ who comes and fulfills all the prophecies about the Christ, the Lord Jesus Christ. And he comes.
Oh my goodness.
And he's anointed by a herald named John, who was in Isaiah 40, verse 3. And he fulfills all the prophecies about being the Messiah. He's born in Bethlehem. He rides the donkey into Jerusalem.
All right, you said your time period. You said, hold on. You said your time period started in 457, right?
457.
All right. Minus 49, because that's 7 weeks. Who was the anointed one that comes in 408 BCE?
I don't understand how you're going backwards in time from the commands. I don't get that.
No, we're going forward in time.
Oh, forward. I'm sorry. You're right. My bad. Yeah. That's my bad.
So in
404, 457.
We gotta subtract the 7. We gotta subtract the 49 years, the 7 weeks.
I got you. My bad.
So
nobody.
So you're again. If it's nobody, your math is wrong.
No, you start your math from when the Messiah we know who fulfilled other prophecies in all the book. You go from that point, and you can do the math. Well, let me ask you a question, Prolific. How old are you?
31.
What year were you born?
1992.
1992. What? Anno Domini?
I don't say Anno Domini. BCE.
What that means that up until the whole
BCE.
history of this world.
No.
Until this moment.
BC. No,
up
CE.
Until this moment,
CE.
and all throughout the centuries, they've used Anno Domini, the year of our Lord.
Christians
Jesus
use
Christ.
that.
you
Non-Christians
use it.
use no. Christian use AD.
It doesn't matter
Non-Christians
what you
use
call it.
BC.
You
Wait,
measure
wait.
your
No, no, no,
birth
no.
from Christ's birth,
No,
brother.
no,
Think
no,
about
no.
that for a moment.
I use BCE and CE before Common Era and Common Era.
Do you know where they got anonymity? Do you know when
Yeah,
a Jew
I don't use
becomes an actual
AD.
member of the community?
I don't
Do you
use
know?
AD. I keep telling you, I don't
When
use
does a
AD.
Jewish member officially become a member of the people, a male?
At their bar mitzvah. But
No, no.
what that has to
When
do
do
with
they
anything?
officially? Because they literally have it from him the day of his circumcision, which is the 8th day. They become an official
No, you don't.
member or
No, you
person,
don't.
male, counted. Yeah.
You don't become responsible to keep commandments and responsible as a
No, I'm not
male
saying that. What I'm saying,
to your bar
what
mitzvah.
I'm saying is they fulfilled the law of Moses at the 8th day.
Oh,
Therefore,
okay,
that
but
is he's official.
what does that have to do with this conversation? Move your
Because
screen.
that's the
Oh, my bad.
exact
All
day
right.
that we measure time from is the 8th day of Christ's life, and you measure your birth
Eighth day of
1992 days. 1992 years after that day, that's when you begin your birth.
no,
I don't care what you call it.
It's common era, and
Where did they get common
before
error
common
from?
era. That's where it comes.
Where'd they get that from?
It doesn't matter. What does this have to do with
It
this
doesn't
argument?
matter.
I want to
They
ask
just
you
made that up.
I want to ask you a question. And
Let me
then
ask you one
you
more question.
hold on.
Hold on, Prolific.
Go ahead.
Hold on, brother. 1 second. I know it's your live, brother. I'm being respectful.
No, go ahead. Ask what you
Brother,
just make
where
sure it's
did
on the
they
topic.
get common error from? Did
It
they just come up
doesn't
with that
matter.
date randomly?
We are on a. It doesn't matter. We're on a calendar that was
Okay.
dominated by the Roman Empire by Christians. It
Okay.
doesn't matter. Christians
Okay.
say AD. Non-Christians say CE and BCE. It doesn't matter. Just answer this question. We just
Sure.
sat here in front of everybody and walked through Daniel. We came to a conclusion that the 7 weeks is different from the 62 weeks. We came to the conclusion that the anointed one, the word had to come 49 years before the anointed one was on the scene. And I just asked you, who is your anointed one that comes 49 years after the going forth of the word? And you said no one. Your math is not mathing. You need to go back and
Let me ask you
recalibrate.
a question. Who's the king of the north in Daniel 11:40?
The king of the north is Ptolemies. No. The king of the
That's
north
the
is
king of the north?
the king of the north is the Seleucus. The king of the south is Ptolemy. But what does that have to do with anything?
This is talking Daniel 11:40, right?
Yes, Daniel 11 is the king of the south versus the king of the north. Is the Seleucid Empire versus the Ptolemy Empire. What does that have to do with anything?
Well, this is talking about the fourth king. So if you're saying Cyrus is the anointed second king, who's Alexander
I
the
did
Great?
not
And who's
say
the fourth king?
I did not say Cyrus had anything to do with the 4 horns that come out of the third beast.
Who is
Never
the
said
fourth
anything.
king in Daniel 7:17? Who's the fourth king? Now I disagree.
On
I say Daniel
do you mean the
11:40.
fourth beast? You mean the fourth beast?
Yeah, it says in Daniel 7:17
Oh,
says
let's go
these
to it.
great
Hold up.
beasts are
Let's go
four
to it.
kings. These great are four kings.
Oh, let me go to it. Let me go to it.
Now I have the fourth king in Daniel 11:40 being the Antichrist.
Hold on. Let me go to it real fast. You said Daniel 7 and 14?
7:17.
7:17. All right, hold up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't remember what that says. So now we go into another topic now. So we just
Well, I'm just see. I just want your
I'm
answers
just
on
making-
these other things because you got that
So,
one part there.
these
where are we
great
going with
beasts.
the other one?
Oh, okay, yeah. You're talking about, so the first beast is Babylon. The second beast is Medo Persia. The third beast is the Greeks, and the fourth beast is Rome. What does that have to do with anything?
Well, how come it says in Daniel chapter 2, it says that there's actually what? It says four kings. So if you say Rome is the last one, right?
Mm-hmm. And then from that fourth one, you get the 10 horns.
Okay, so from the fourth one, now I thought Rome was the legs. What about the feet, the iron mixed with miry clay?
No,
Who's
in
that
the statue you have Babylon the head, Middle Persia the chest and the arms, The thighs is Greece. The legs is Rome, and then the toes and the feet are the mixed kingdom that comes after the. So the toes and the feet is the same as the 10 horns in Samuel chapter 7.
So that hasn't happened yet.
I believe we're living in a time right now of the toes.
Okay, so who's the stone that smote the image and became a great mountain and filled the whole earth in verse 35?
The kingdom of it,
Daniel 2.
the kingdom of Israel. And Hebrew, I'm not letting Daniel 9. He's cooked already. He's done because he just said he don't know who the anointed one is that come after the 49 years. So his whole math is.
I just disagree with
his whole math is blown up. So that conversation pretty much over. But
who's the stone that smote the image in Daniel?
Is the kingdom is God's kingdom? It's God's kingdom.
It says this
235 right here. Look what it says.
That smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth.
Yes, that's the God's kingdom. That's the future kingdom where the temple is, the resurrection. We ruling in the earth. That's the future kingdom.
Who's the stone in Scripture?
That's the kingdom.
The stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone.
So here you go. You conflating now. That has nothing to do. That has nothing to do with Daniel 2.
Jesus himself said
that has nothing to do with Daniel 2.
Rejected has become the cornerstone. It is marvelous in our eyes.
That has nothing to do with Daniel 2. And that's your misinterpretation of it. Because if you're gonna make that, who was the cornerstone that Zerubbabel came with? What was the cornerstone that Zerubbabel came with?
Same thing.
Same. No, man. Stop it. Stop it.
He's always the stone in Scripture, isn't he?
Stop it. Stop it. All right, so
Moses rest on in Exodus 17:12.
Oh my goodness, this man got Jesus being a stone everywhere.
17:12.
Bro, stop it. So
he rested on a stone, didn't he?
It's not Jesus. All right, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Hold on. Hold on, let me ask you this.
Moses had his arms outstretched with her on one side and Aaron on the other. What was that a picture of?
It wasn't a picture of Jesus. But let me answer this question. Really? Yeah, stop misinterpreting the scripture. Let me ask you this question.
No, I'm not.
Does Jesus have a kingdom right now?
Of course he has a kingdom.
Talking about right now.
Of course.
Where's it at?
Yep. Right on earth.
Where is it at? So in Jesus' kingdom, it's still little kids being brutalized. It's still people being murdered. That's what's going on in Jesus' kingdom.
What's going on in Jesus' kingdom is he's returning to destroy the Antichrist, false prophet, throw Satan in the pit.
Is Satan the God of this world? Is Satan the God of this world?
Is Satan a little tiny God with a G?
Is Satan the God of this world? Yes or no?
He's being judged.
So if Satan is the God of this world, that means Satan is running the kingdom of Jesus.
No, he's not running anything. He's been allowed to be. He's being allowed to do his wickedness. Satan, coming soon.
Satan is running Jesus' kingdom right now. Y'all hear that?
He's not running anything because Jesus is coming soon. He's the stone cut without hands that comes at the end to destroy that fourth.
You said Jesus' kingdom is right now. Hold on. You said Jesus' kingdom is right now, but your book also says that Satan is the king is the God of this world. So if Satan is the God of this world and this is also Jesus' kingdom, that means Satan is in control of Jesus' kingdom. Satan is the God of Jesus' kingdom.
Let's go to Daniel 7:21.
Is Satan the God of Jesus' kingdom?
No, of course not.
That's what your book says, bro. But go ahead. What you want to say?
This is what it says. I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them.
Where you at?
Until the Ancient of Days came, that's Jesus,
17,
and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High.
Oh, wait. You said, hold on. You said in Daniel 7, the Ancient of Days is Jesus?
It sure is. When Jesus comes, he flips the script and he gives the kingdom to Christians.
Hey,
so guess
man.
what? It's surprise time for Satan.
Prove in Daniel 7.
Time's over.
Hold on.
He takes the world back from Satan.
Prove in this chapter that that's Jesus. Go ahead, prove it.
That's easy. You have to go to Revelation 19. He's the one who
I
returns
said in
on the
this
white
chapter.
horse, right?
Prove in this chapter that this is Jesus.
I just showed you in Daniel chapter 2. It's the same thing. The stone cut
I
without
didn't
human
ask you
hands.
that. I said prove it. Cause I can say this is my cousin. I can say anything. You can make a bunch of claims. Prove that this is Jesus. How can you prove that?
Well, you won't admit to the Messiah, so again, it's just going around
That's
in
not what
circles.
I'm
What about
asking
Daniel
you. So
8:25?
you can't prove it.
What about 8:25?
So you can't prove it, can you? Does
Yeah, I can prove it.
does
It's all talking about
825 say
Jesus.
does 825 say Jesus?
It says the Prince of Princes, which
Does
is Jesus.
825 say Jesus? Yes or no?
It doesn't say his name exactly. But
Okay,
it's
so
still him.
you're just making claims that you cannot prove.
Are you
I
saying the
can't prove
Ancient
it.
of
We
Days
know
is
So
it's
God?
you
Jesus.
are
We know he's
making claims that you cannot prove. Everybody
Okay,
that's listening, they're
let
hearing
me
you
give
say,
you a
"All
scripture.
right, hold on, watch this." What if I say that the Prince of Princes right there is the high priest? What if I say that?
You'd be correct.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking to him. What if? Because he don't agree with that, but I'm asking him. What if I just said it's the high priest, and I'm talking about
He's not going to
the
have
high
a
priest of
kingdom.
Aaron. I'm
He'd
talking
be a
about
priest. He couldn't have a kingdom.
I'm talking about the high priest of Aaron. What if I said that?
He can't be a king like you can have a kingdom, like it says in chapter 2.
Okay,
The
so
stone became a
but
great
again, I'm
mountain.
just saying stuff. Does it make it right because I just said it? No, right?
No, but what I'm saying
Okay,
matches
so
all the
you
other
just
scriptures
saying
in
stuff doesn't make it
Revelation
right.
and Ezekiel.
You just saying stuff doesn't make it right.
And
Are you saying the
prolific.
Ancient of Days isn't God though?
All of
Prolific?
The
well,
Ancient
I
of Days
can't
is
deal with
God,
you
is not
emotionally, brother.
Jesus.
You know that.
But hold on, one more
Right.
question for you,
So
Daniel. You
just
said
make sure.
Ezekiel's temple is the future temple.
That is the millennial reign temple, yes.
Okay, and who's the prince in that temple?
Who's the prince of that temple? Who's going to reign or who's the prince?
Who's gonna reign? Who's ruling it?
David's going to be the king, but Jesus is going to be the king of kings. That's Jeremiah 30, verse
I'm
9.
asking
That's
you.
Ezekiel 37,
That's not what I'm at.
44. That's in
When
Hosea
it talks
2:5.
about the prince in Ezekiel, who's the prince? That's what I'm asking you.
In Ezekiel, what verse?
All in
What
Ezekiel,
verse?
when it says David the prince,
David's called the king. David's called both the king and a prince in
so
the
is
same verse.
David or is David
In
or is
Ezekiel
it
37.
Jesus? Is it David or Jesus? That's what I'm asking you.
David will be risen up to be king, and Jesus will be the king of
Okay,
kings
There's
during the
a
millennial reign.
is Jesus mentioned anywhere, or is Jesus anywhere in Ezekiel chapter 40 through 48?
Yeah, he is. Absolutely is.
Where at?
It all through it. It says, "In the world, the world will be the Lord's, and the king will be one, and his people will be one,
Give
and there
me
shall be one Lord and one people."
give me the verse where it's talking about Jesus. That's what I'm asking you.
Daniel sounds like a Hebrew Israelite wannabe right now.
Royal, I can't deal with that dude. That dude's a preterist. He thinks everything's fulfilled, so we can't.
Right.
That's not.
Right. And you
Can't even
think
deal
that
with
it's
that.
all based on Hebrews, so it's all good.
Royal,
Hebrews
I
is
can't deal with
Yo,
you, bro.
hey,
yo, Christians are
You're too
crazy.
out there.
prolific.
Yeah.
Prolific. He just proved
You're
that Hebrews
too out
control
there,
his
bro.
entire doctrine. Hebrews control his entire doctrine
Why you say that?
because it's all based on the temple, them coming back. He just think about what he just said. It's all based on the Hebrews getting the kingdom back in order for his doctrine to play out.
Well, the Israelites
talking
got
about?
to get their temple back. What do you mean?
You know it's bad when we're both agreeing
So
that we
that's what
can't
I'm
understand
saying.
what
So
the heck
really,
you're talking about, bro.
so
You know
really,
that's bad.
I'm saying really, he's teaching the same thing you are.
Nah, he ain't teaching what I'm teaching.
Oh yeah, he is.
That man teaching some other stuff. He putting Jesus everywhere that he ain't. He putting Jesus everywhere. Jesus ain't nowhere in the Tanakh.
Okay, 37, 27, and 28. My tabernacle shall be with them.
You said 37 what?
37,
27,
27.
20, 27 and what?
37, 27.
37,
37,
27.
27,
Okay,
and
go ahead.
28 in the next verse. Yeah, last two verses in the chapter. My tabernacle also shall be with them. Yea, I will be their God, and they shall be my people. And the heathen shall know that I, the Lord, do sanctify Israel, when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forevermore. So there's the Lord God, the Lord Jesus Christ, with his
Wait,
people
wait.
reconciled. He removes the veil. I know you don't like.
Hold on. Slow down. Are you saying Jesus is Jesus is Yahweh?
Jesus is absolutely Yahweh.
All right,
Of
man.
course he's Yahweh.
All right, Daniel. Bye,
I know
Daniel.
you don't like to hear
Bye,
that. I know
Daniel.
that's okay.
You gotta go, Daniel.
All right. All
Get
right.
the. Yeah, he's fucking. Excuse me. He's delusional. We can debate. I can't let you blaspheme and do that much idolatry on this stage, man. But Roy, what's up, man?
So, all right. So look at how it says that the Son of Man comes to the Ancient of Days, and that he receives power and dominion and kingdoms forever and ever. Right, all that in Daniel 7.
Okay, what about it? Who you believe the Ancient of Days is, and who you believe this the one like a Son of Man is?
No, I'm just saying, like, think about this. Like, he was saying the exact same thing you were saying. All he was doing was putting a name on it, but y'all weren't saying anything different.
No, he was saying the Ancient of Days is Jesus.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is if you think about it, what it says in the Bible is that the Ancient of Days is the one who comes. The Ancient of Days, okay, look at it. A lot of people think that it says prolific. Just listen just for a second, like regardless of the Messiah, all right?
I'm listening to you.
I'm talking Old Testament.
Say Tanakh.
Tanakh, my bad. So in the Tanakh, Daniel's prophecy is that the Son of Man comes to attain.
Hold on. Old McDonald, if you want to talk, come on stage. Hamlet, if you want to talk, come on stage, man. Don't be chat warriors, man. Come on stage, man. Both of y'all could come up here. I invite one of my boys up here. We could do a 2-on-2. How about that? Come up here. But go ahead, Roy, because y'all want to talk in the chat, man. Go ahead.
All right, so it says that the Son of Man is the Ancient of Days, that he goes and that he comes to the point of the Ancient of Days. That's what it's saying. That it's a milestone. It's not saying
read that for me. Read what you just said.
Right, but you see what it says in the English, but what does it say in the Tanakh?
Read it. I want you to read what you just said, that the Son of Man becomes the Ancient of Days. Whatever. Read that in the text for me.
Okay, show us the Hebrew word for where it says that he approaches, or that he whatever the Ancient of Days. The Son of Man something Ancient
What
of
verse
Days.
is that?
What is it?
What verse is that in? So I can go to it. Is that 13?
Hold on.
Because you about to make something up. So you said the word for one like the Son of Man came to the Ancient of Days? Are you talking about? These Christians and he you're a full preterist or a partial preterist? Y'all be making stuff up, man.
Verse 7:13.
Verse 13. What word you want? For came with the clouds? What word? He came before? What word you looking for?
What does it say? It says he came to the Son of Man. What did he do to the Son of Man? Or to the Ancient of Days?
It says coming with the it says he came to the Ancient of Days. The word is meta. The word is meta for he came.
Right. What does that word mean?
This word means to come near. It means to arrive. It means to arrive, to extend, to happen. Got the yeah. What are you trying to get at? It says meaning to arrive, to extend. It has something here about death. Oh, derived from the root word mut or muth. meaning to die or death. What does that have to do with anything?
Probably talking about the God mount.
Yeah, that's what it's from that root word. But the root word doesn't define the word that's used though. So
Okay. May I have one question? I just wanted to know.
what's up?
Do you know when? Yeah, what's up? Do you know when the book of Daniel was written?
Oh, some people make the argument that it was written during the Hasmonean period. Some people say it was written during the Babylon period. It just depends what you believe.
So what is the scholarship? What is the scholarly consensus on when it was written? Like, what is the critical scholarship
They say
saying?
that it was most likely written during the Hasmonean period.
Like, okay, like in the 2nd century, BC, right?
Yeah, like what was that, 160 something? Around that time
Yeah,
period.
165.
Yeah. Why you ask that?
Yeah. No, I just wanted to know, like,
But you know the reason why they think that though, right? Because
or
Daniel was so
the reason
accurate with what he's saying. They
that's
say
not
it have
why.
had to been backdated.
That's not why.
It is. They said everything he
No,
was saying when it
the
comes to the
reason
Greeks,
I
when
don't,
it comes hold on real fast.
no,
When it comes to the Greeks, when it comes to Antiochus, when it comes to that time period, and they say it lines up so perfectly that that's why they know or believed it was backdated to a certain point. That's what they say.
okay. So you're about a half right, I'd say.
No, I'm about 100% right.
So, or no. So the reason why it's dated that way is because of actually 3 reasons. The first one is when Daniel get to the Seleucid and the
About the death of Antiochus,
Ptolemaic
they say it starts
Ptolemaic
to they try to say he got something
dynasty,
wrong.
right?
They try to say he got
No,
something wrong during that time period.
let me explain it.
Man, I already know. Just get to
Can
the
I?
point. Like you wasting time. Just get to the
Okay,
point.
so well, I said there are 3 reasons why they said that. You said one. So the first one is because with the Seleucid and Ptolemaic dynasties, he's getting all the stories right, right? No mistakes. He's Mr. Detail. But if the book was written by Daniel, who would have been in the Babylonian exile in 650, he should have known everything that's happening during that time.
Yeah, and
But
they
he
say
gets most of the things
they say
wrong
he
in
named
that period of time.
they said he got Nebuchadnezzar's son name wrong. He said Belshazzar is not Nebuchadnezzar's son, it's Nabonidus' son. I know all this. What's the point you're making?
Okay. So the third reason was after the Ptolemaic and Seleucid dynasty, the story that he has coming afterwards, he also
About
get wrong.
the third invasion of Egypt, the death place. Okay, what's the point you're getting at? I know we know all this. What's the point you're getting at?
So okay, so basically, I'm saying the book of Daniel is a forgery or is a lie. It's nonsense.
Okay, what is your belief system? What are you, Muslim, Christian? What are you?
I'm anti-theist.
So you don't believe in God?
I'm anti-theist. Not just that I don't. I'm working actively against it. The
Oh,
idea of any belief in any deities and any gods and
okay, so
goblins and
let me
ghosts
explain.
and
This
dragons.
is a religious room. So if you don't believe in religion, this room is not for you.
Okay,
All
that's
right,
good.
all right. Good night. All right, go ahead. You there, Royal? You found
Yeah,
out. Yeah, you found out what
yeah.
you.
The thing is about what you showed is that word, if you're looking at it from a Hebrew perspective, not from English.
Mm-hmm. What's the? I don't understand the point you're making though. That's what I'm saying. Like, what are you trying to say?
that what is Daniel saying there? That if he's so, is he really saying that he came to the Ancient of Days?
Mm-hmm.
A man rode the clouds of heaven and came to the Ancient of Days.
No,
Is
the ancient.
what
You gotta remember
that's
this.
what
This
you
is a
just said.
vision. You know, this is a vision, right? Because in the interpretation, it's actually the other way around. We know that, right? Be-
No, I hear what you're saying on that, but what I'm saying is why would he be given the vision if the interpretation was the other way around, or if the interpretation was given as a parable? The vision wasn't a parable.
The vision is a parable. That's why the beasts, they're not literal. The Son of Man isn't literal. The riding in the clouds isn't literal. That's why in the interpretation you have the kings, you have the saints, and you have actually it's the other way around, that the Ancient of Days actually came to take judgment away. Right, in verse, hold up. This is verse, let me grab it. What verse is that? Verse 22, until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given unto the saints of the Most High. And the time came the saints possessed the kingdom. So here, the Ancient of Days came. In the dream, it's the Son of Man going to the Ancient of Days. So it's not literal. That's why, it's different.
Right, but if it's not literal, then what's literal about what you just said then?
Because in the interpretation, it's telling you that it's just 4 kings, and then it's the Most High coming in judgment. In the dream, it's 4 beasts, and then it's a meeting in the sky, because it's a vision. It's like a meeting in the sky. It's 4 crazy beasts, but in the interpretation, it's 4 kings on earth, and then the Ancient Days judging. That's all it is. It's not the vision. The dream is not literal. That's why Daniel wakes up and gets the interpretation of it.
So you think it's literal that the Ancient Days is going to come judge the earth physically?
Yeah, he always judged the earth physically.
In the future.
Yeah, that's Malachi chapter 3 and 4. That's Zechariah chapter 13, 12. That's Ezekiel chapter 38, 39. Yeah, it's gonna be judgment.
So do you think that he would be considered the Messiah when he comes, or is he going to just judge and like blast down lightning from a throne? Like he ain't going to be approachable.
God judges by agency. For example, every time God judged the children of Israel, how did he do it? He had other nations come into their land, destroyed them, and send them to exile. That's God's judgment. So in the future, it says he's going to judge by having all nations gather against Jerusalem. So that's how he comes in judgment. It's not like him coming as a literal man. He comes by agency. So he came in judgment via Babylon. He came in judgment via Assyria. He came in judgment via hold on, who else I can say? Via Egypt. That's how he comes in judgment.
You just put two things together though, because the Son of Man coming and getting authority from the Ancient of Days is not the same thing as Son of Man getting the glory and then coming back to judge.
It is, because we gotta remember, the dream is not the truth of the matter. He wakes up and gets the truth of the matter. So the person that gets dominion, the Son of Man, in the dream, in the interpretation, it's the saints of the Most High that gets the dominion forever and ever. So the dream is not literal. So you can't stop at the dream. You have to go read further down in the chapter to get the truth of the matter.
Right, but you just said that it was to take away the authority from the Son of Man. So is the Son of Man the saints, or is the Son of Man?
It's not.
Who's
It's
the
not.
Son of Man?
It's not taking away judgment from the Son of Man. It's to take away the rule in the earth from the 4 beasts, and then the saints get the kingdom. But the judgment is for the beast. Right. Let me show you. Hold up. Let's read it. I'm gonna start at verse 30. I'm gonna start at verse 17. These great beasts, which are four kings that shall arise on the earth. But the saints of the Most High shall receive the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even ever, even ever. Then I desire to know the truth concerning the fourth beast, which was diverse from all of them, exceedingly terrible, whose teeth were of iron, his nails were of brass, which devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue within his feet, and concerning the 10 horns that were on his head, and the other horn which came up, before which 3 fell. Even that horn had eyes, and a mouth that spoke great things, whose appearance were greater than that of his fellows. I beheld the same horn made war with the saints. So this horn makes war with the saints. And this horn prevails against them until the Ancient of Days come and judgment was given for the saints of the Most High. And the time came. Go ahead.
Just making sure, because you said before that the Ancient of Days wasn't coming.
No, I said in the interpretation that Ancient of Days come. In the dream, the Son of Man went up to the saints, to the Ancient of Days. Is reversed in here.
No, I'm saying that you're saying that he sends people.
Yes.
So you're saying now that this is the literal translation. Are you saying now that I wasn't right when I said that he comes himself?
No, you're not right. How God comes in judgment is through agency. So when it says the Lord is coming for judgment, it's an agency. For example, I'm gonna give you an example.
It's not literal.
It is literal, but it's through agency. Like I'm gonna give you an example.
But you
in Isaiah, hold on, I'm gonna give you an example.
Agency isn't literal.
It is literal. And I'm gonna give you an example.
Right. So have Lil Wayne schedule a concert and then tell him to send it to somebody else in agency and see how it works out.
Well, that's Lil Wayne. That's not the Bible. That's not how the Bible. That's not how the Bible works. Right? It says.
That's how the law of man works.
Are we gonna see? I'm gonna show you an example and you tell me. All right. I'm gonna go to Exodus chapter 12.
You're gonna have to prove whoever this agent is.
Hold on, I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you an example.
I already know it. I know.
Hold on.
You're acting like I don't know now. You're acting like Procyon was.
Hold on. This is Exodus 12, verse 12. It says, "For I will pass." Who's the I is God, right? It says,
you tell me.
It says, "For I will pass through the land of Egypt, and will smite all the firstborn of the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord." So right there, we just read where God said he would pass through the land of Egypt, correct?
I mean, that's what it says right there.
Okay. Did God literally pass through Egypt? Like himself? Did he do it?
You got to prove that he didn't.
I'm asking you a question. Did he do it? I'm about to prove it. I want to see what's your understanding first.
No, I want you. I did.
All right. So in verse 23, it says, "For the Lord will pass through and smite the Egyptians. When he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the 2 side posts, the Lord will pass over the door, and will suffer the destroyer to come into your houses to smite you." So it says God will do it, but who actually was the one to do it? The destroyer, correct?
Who's the destroyer?
The destroyer is an angel. So we just read that God said he will pass through, but we saw that the way God passed through was by an angel, by agency.
How do we see that?
Let's read it again. For the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians. And when he seeth blood upon the lintel and upon the two side posts, the Lord will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come into your houses to smite you. So if the blood wasn't on the door, who would go into there and destroy and unalive the people? The destroyer.
Right, but the
So
Lord
God
said
is
it was
doing
him.
it. God is
Right.
doing it, but how he's doing it? By the destroyer.
Right, but I don't have to say the destroyer. I can say the Lord, and I'm not wrong.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. That's what I'm saying. In Daniel 9, when it says the Lord comes in judgment, yes, the Lord comes in judgment, but he does it through agency.
So you think when he says, I kill and make alive, that it wasn't him?
Yes, it was him, but he does it through agency. When God says he's going to punish Israel for their sins, he does punish them for their sins. But how did he do it? He did it by using Babylon. He did it by using Nebuchadnezzar. He did it by using the Assyrians. It's called agency.
Could you be clear when you say it like that? Is he able or allowed?
What are you talking about? Say what?
Is he able? Is he not able to do it himself, or is he not
He
allowed?
does do it himself. He uses agency to do it. That's him doing it. Like, what don't you like? Do you even read the Bible? Matter of fact, you're a full preterist, aren't you? You believe Jesus returned during 7 AD, correct?
Not like that. No.
No, but see, I'm about to catch you. You know I'm about to catch you. You believe Jesus returned in 70 AD, correct?
What does that mean?
Do you believe Jesus returned in 70 AD, yes or no?
No.
So when do you believe Jesus returned? The second coming?
Pentecost.
When was Pentecost?
34 AD.
Okay, so when did who came during the destruction of the temple?
The agencies.
But don't you believe that in Daniel 9, when it says the prince destroys the city with the prince, don't you believe that's Jesus?
Yeah, but I do believe that he came in the spirit to his believers.
No, that's not what I'm asking you. And Daniel 9, this is why I'm happy I know y'all doctrine, because y'all be lying when y'all think people don't know y'all doctrine. And Daniel, hold on. In Daniel 9,
why are you saying that?
because in Daniel 9,
hold on,
preterists, hold on. Let me explain this. Hold on, let me finish. Because I've had conversations with William Bell. William Bell is the big homie. Hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying. William Bell is the big homie. William Bell is the big homie of full preterists. Y'all get y'all doctrine from William Bell. So let me say what I'm saying. You guys believe in Daniel 9 that when the prince that comes to destroy the city during 70 AD, you guys believe that he came with Jesus. Jesus used the Romans to do that. You guys believe that.
You just said that God uses agents.
Okay, but that's the point. You're trying to argue me. Hold on, listen. Hold on, let me finish talking. Let me finish talking. Be quiet.
You can't deny
Let me finish talking. Because you're trying to sit here and argue me and act like agency isn't a thing in the Tanakh. When I say God comes in judgment, but he comes through agency. You're trying to act like that's not a thing, but you believe that Jesus came in the spirit through agency to punish during 70 AD. You believe in agency.
Pro. Can you give me a second just to explain myself?
Go ahead, yeah. I just wanted to get that out. You wasn't letting me get that out. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. The big thing that you're missing is that I never, ever excluded either. I said that you can't prove either. You can't prove when it was agency, and you can't prove when it was actually God. And that's what I was saying, is think about this.
I don't believe it was ever actually God, though. But you're
You
saying
cut me
that.
off already.
But
You
hold
already
on. But
cut
you're
me.
making a claim that I never said. I don't believe it was ever actually God. I believe God works through agency in the Tanakh. I never said that it was ever actually God. I said it's agency. God does his
Right.
judgment, his visitations to earth through agency.
Bro, I literally was talking about you saying what I said. I didn't exclude. I never said what you said. I said you said that I was excluding. I wasn't. You are. Now you see, no, listen, now you see the issue is that you are excluding when God did it. I have points when God did it.
I never excluded. I've told you, God did it every time. He did it through agency. Why are you keep saying I'm excluding God doing it? God did it every time. How did he did it? Through agency. For example,
Right, because
Royal, who led the children
no,
of Israel? Royal, who led the children of Israel out of Egypt?
the rock.
Did God do it?
Yeah.
Did Moses do it?
Yep.
Did God do it through Moses?
Yeah, he gave him a staff too.
Okay, so was that not agency?
Yeah.
Okay, does that take away from God doing it?
Nope.
Okay, so exactly every time God is doing it through agency. What's so hard to understand about that?
You are saying that you have concluded that God never did anything without agency.
Can you show me an example of one?
No, I'm just showing you that that's your truth.
All right.
That's it.
Yes. Can you show me an example of God doing something without agency in the Tanakh?
Bro, I don't need to.
Do
Because we see
you
the
believe
gap.
God did things without agency in the Tanakh?
Yes.
Which time?
Who sat on the mercy seat?
The glory of God.
So not
Agency.
God. Oh, it
No,
was an agency? Okay.
agency.
All right.
The glory of God. The same
Okay, so
when
it
Moses,
wasn't
hold on,
God.
let me finish. When Moses asked God, "Can I see you?" He said, "No, you can't see my face, but you can see my back." God allowed the glory to pass before his eyes, and that's what went up with them into the land, and uh that's what set upon the mercy seat between the two cherubim. And that's how God dwells amongst the people. But is it the fullness of God? No, it's the agency. It's
Right,
what
but
fills the temple.
you said that.
I said what?
You said it's not the fullness of God.
You believe the glory of God is the fullness of God?
No, I'm saying that you said that it's an agency. That means it's not the fullness of God. You said,
Okay,
okay, so
what
let
do
me
you
back up.
believe? Yes, that's what I said. Do you believe the fullness of God set upon the ark?
What does that have to do with anything?
Because we're having the conversation.
I know, but we've already got the gap. I don't need to go further because you're going to say that's ludicrous.
I'm asking your understanding. I'm trying to see,
My
do you
my
believe
understanding, hold on. My understanding is that there was no agency on the mercy seat.
so the fullness of
Okay.
God, everything that God was on the ark.
Let me ask you a question.
Just
What is
answer
your,
that question, yes or no. Everything that God
yes,
is on the ark.
yes,
So
because otherwise,
when a text says God's dwelling place is in heaven and the earth is his footstool, what does that mean?
you just disrespected the word glory.
I didn't disrespect the word glory. I'm
You
asking
did.
you, when the Bible says heaven is God's dwelling place and the earth is his footstool, what does that mean?
It
If he
doesn't
lives,
say, it doesn't say glory at all there.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking
No,
about the glory right now.
you have to prove that
I'm
glory is
I'm
not the fullness of God.
Let's do
You
it. This is
have
all
to.
right. We're gonna prove that
You
right
have
now.
to.
All right,
Okay.
we're gonna go to
Shoot,
Exodus.
my phone is dying, bro. I'll be back though.
I'm about to prove to you the glory is not God. God's everything.
No, I already know the glory is the fullness.
Okay, so
It is.
all right. So we're gonna read it. This is Exodus chapter 33. It says, verse 20. He says, "Thou cannot see my face, for there shall no man see me and live." What is the face of the Lord? What is the panim? Is that the glory? No, your phone ain't died that fast, bro. Y'all be lying, bro. But let me finish reading this, man. 'Cause these dudes is horrible, man. It says, "Then he said, Thou cannot see my face and live, for there shall no man see me and live." When he asked him about seeing him, he said, "You cannot see my face, my panim." And the Lord said, "Behold, there is a place by me, and thou shalt stand upon the rock, and it shall come to pass while my glory passeth by." So Moses could not see his face, his panim, but he was able to see his glory. That means his glory is not his fullness. The glory is a lower level because you can't see his panim, his face, but you can see the glory. How can the glory be his fullness? Like, you dudes don't know the Bible. His phone ain't died that fast. He tried to run up out of here, man. But anybody else want to come? How long I've been live? 2 hours. Anybody else want to come up here before I go? These dudes don't know the Bible. This is just a cut session, man. Talking about the glory is the Lord's fullness. The glory is what we are able to dwell, what we are able to deal with. The glory is what was in the temple. That's not the fullness of God. Are you crazy? Man, dude was horrible. All those preterists, they learned from this dude named William Bell. William Bell, he's black, he's dope. He's an author, he's a full preterist. I've had talks and dialogues with him. I've done destroyed William Bell, and these dudes are his minions. If William Bell can't deal with me, you dudes can't deal with me. Don't come in here with that. And I don't even be like to sound cocky, but stop it. But 2 hours. Yeah, I'm about to get. Anybody else got something to say before? Want to come up and say something before I end this live? Anybody? Let's see. I see. In 62 weeks, the Messiah shall come. Yeah, he definitely ran. Talking about his phone. That was the fastest. When you get the notification your phone died, it usually lasts for about 5 more minutes. That boy's phone died super fast. All right, man. But I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Nobody gonna come up here. Shalom. Yeah, have a good day. Good night. I'll catch y'all. What today is? Today is Sunday. I'm probably gonna go live again Tuesday or something. Or maybe tomorrow after work. I'll see. But shalom, shalom, shalom. Hope y'all learned something. Hope y'all took some notes. If y'all got any question or y'all want any information, feel free to hit me up, DM me, follow me. And I don't mind sharing information with y'all. But shalom. Thank y'all for tuning in. Catch y'all next time. Shalom, Miss Kim. Shalom, Reggie Williams. Shalom, Gold Horse. Shalom, shalom.